I've criticized people before for not owning up to their fallibility, and it's only fair that I do so as well. I say a lot of things, and a lot of errors come up, both in my interpretations and in objective facts. Here is my list of mistakes, as best as I can tell. Number 1. In Twilight, Real Vampires Sparkle, I call Vlad the Impaler Tepez, when his name is pronounced Tepesh. 2. In Male Rape in Stargate SG-1, I don't analyze the episodes as thoroughly as is appropriate, and there is some ambiguity, and I've redone this in my reviews of the mentioned episodes, which are being reworded and posted on the Stargate Analysis channel. 3. In Twilight, Edward is abusive and hot. I mistakenly assert that Twilight is fine because it's a fantasy, and I have corrected this in my follow-up video, Twilight, My Mind Has Changed, It's Problematic. Number 4. In Iron Man 2 is sexist and racist, I repeatedly refer to Pepper Potts as Penny Potts, and mistakenly describe Nick Fury as a magical Negro, when he's more a subordinate character of color who has no agency despite supposedly being in charge. Different concept. 5. In I Love You Beth Cooper review, I defend my guilty pleasure to the point of calling Beth's character feminist when she's not. Replacement video to come. 6. In Dollhouse's Feminist Part 1, Joss Whedon, I mistakenly assert that sexualizing the actives was all the network's idea. Actually, series creators Joss Whedon and Eliza Dushku came up with it together, in an attempt to make a point about sexual objectification. I correct this in a later video. 7. In my tongue-in-cheek feminist analysis of Troll 2, I hesitate in calling corporal punishment child abuse when it is absolutely child abuse. 8. In The Bechdel Test is Flawed, I say Alien doesn't pass the Bechdel test. It actually does, but not for the reasons stated in the comic. Ripley and Lambert discuss their escape plan, not the monster. It's also ableist of me to question if sign language counts as talking. 9. In Commercial Closet Misses the Boat, I miss the boat in not getting that a reference to Deliverance is homophobic. 10. In Feminist Analysis of Halo Wars, I say that Anders is the weakest leader. She's not. She's just unsuited for my style of gameplay. 11. In my also tongue-in-cheek feminist analysis of Manos the Hands of Fate, I let my boredom allow me to skip a part that is actually relevant to feminist analysis. Maybe I'll check it out again. Or, not. 12. In feminist analysis of When They Cry, Higurashi no Nakokoro ni, I describe Rena as just a girly girl without much going for her from a feminist perspective. She is not. She is incredibly intelligent, and she's protagonist Keiichi's counterpart in some ways. The plot of the first season wouldn't work without her. 13. In 50 Shades of Grey and BDSM portrayals, I fail to acknowledge how offensive the Christian character is to dominant persons. 14. In my response to Feminist Frequency, regarding top 5 creepy and/or sexist Christmas songs, I say her assessment of Baby It's Cold Outside as about date rape is illegitimate. I have since come to understand that it's an innocent romance in which excuses are offered to make the woman feel comfortable. She's worried about social stigma, and he suggests things that she could say, while she indicates that she'll say she was drunk. Oh, the past is a different country. They do things differently there. The song was a product of a different time, and it can't be judged the way something of this modern era would be judged. 15. In Dollhouse Men Get Owned, I goofed in one of my captions, and it lists one episode for 2 episodes worth of clips. 16. In BDSM Manga Review, Nana and Kaoru, Nana to Kaoru, I describe it spawning a film adaptation with a sequel coming. Actually, the sequel had already been released when I made the video. Bad research. 17. In Reboot, Viral Infection, I say Hex turned into a sprite because she acted like one. Actually, it's because Fong made her a resident of Mainframe, and she eventually used up enough energy that the system reboot was able to work its magic on her. 18. In Feminist Review, Stargate SG-1, Season 1, Episode 6, I got my token black characters confused and called this guy Johnson instead of Connor, using the name of the guy in the previous episode. I tried to fix this, but it sounds pretty stupid. I also got Jonas and one of his followers confused in one scene, even though they're wearing completely different outfits. No excuse there. 19. In Jurassic Park, Gendering the T-Rex, I attribute a quote to Hammond when it's actually from Wu. I also say that the Rex is referred to as male in the book, but actually the characters stumble over what to call it. The engine guys use male pronouns, but Malcolm and Grant go back and forth. Malcolm at one point corrects Grant. I call Crichton sexist, but he seemed to be making a point about engine arrogance trampling over nature. Steven Spielberg and Phil Tippett, on the other hand, 20. In So Weird Review, Part 2 of 3, I mistakenly say that Annie's parents saved the life of a Peru native. Actually, Annie did by accident. 21. In Feminist Review, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, I describe the dwarfs as Jewish caricatures. This seems to be a minority opinion, largely stemming from Hitler's interpretation and the idea that Walt Disney is so anti-Semitic that he could have done it. But there's nothing to indicate that he actually did intend to do it. 22. In Why I Oppose the Ender's Game Boycott, I indicate that how one spends their money and how one interacts with the market are separate actions. That was stupid. This is a flub in wording, and I don't actually think that. I hope that the general point is still conveyed. 23. Finally, in both parts of my feminist review, Buffy the Vampire Slayer film series, I say that Joss Whedon's original concept about a waitress secretly being a Greek goddess was called Martha the Immortal Waitress. Actually, it's Rhonda the Immortal Waitress. I actually tried to verify this, but the sites I checked also got it wrong. So that's it. 23 mistakes, probably made some more. Trying to stay honest.